Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another great episode of Bahrain Now, your source of local initiatives, happenings, talents, and trends. I'm your host, Bara Abdulla, here to walk you through our exciting lineup of segments and personalities from around Bahrain. So don't go away, we'll be right back. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to a really fun talk as we're going to have right now with us at the studio, Wala Alawi, who is a young Bahraini yoga teacher who has landed on her passion and devoted to the practice of yoga, learning and teaching. This evening, she joins us to share her journey and how yoga has changed her life. Well, good evening, Wala. How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you doing?
I am fascinated and excited for this talk, to be honest. I mean, the things I've seen on Instagram, the things you're able to do is just unbelievable. Tell us more about you and the world of yoga.
Okay, so I'm a Bahraini yoga instructor. I've started practicing yoga around 5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So basically, I started yoga in my last semester in college, where I was experiencing a lot of mixed emotions and energies. I wasn't really comfortable with the uncertainty with the future, so I decided I wanted to experience this mind and body connection.
Okay.
So that's what got me into it mostly. And the other thing was, I've always been fascinated about the flexible shapes and postures that yogis do, and I've always wanted to try it out someday. So this is how it started, but along the way I discovered that there was more into it and I wanted to learn more about it.
Wow.
And I've been enjoying it ever since.
Amazing. I mean, so last year of college, right? That's it.
Yeah.
You're done. You're kind of like overloaded. You're fed up. How did yoga become the spark that you wanted to do more education, reading into, that led you to enter it?
So as I was saying, I was overwhelmed. My mind was overwhelmed, and I just wanted to go in and to have this experience of inner peace, I would say. So that's how it started. I started with a very gentle practice, to be honest. Nothing too challenging, nothing too hard. And step by step, I've been reading more about it, learning more about it, practicing more, and then it went from there.
It's amazing how a lot of people today, you just mentioned that one thing, inner peace, right?
Yeah.
Which is has been something a lot of people are looking for, trying to get a hold of in different ways and matters. But it seems like every time I hear the word, I would say inner peace, yoga has to do something with it.
Yes.
You know, this is like the mind and the connection with the body. It's like, okay, well, try yoga. I'm like, okay, cool. Dude, I don't feel too well. Yoga. I'm like, come on, man. Really?
Because yoga, it's an inward practice. Although the modern yoga nowadays doesn't really show that.
Okay.
But whenever you join a yoga class, they will always ask you to bring your awareness in within yourself.
Okay.
And they will also try to bring your awareness to the present moment by doing the smallest thing, maybe just like connecting a movement with a breath. And yeah, because the more present you are, it makes it easier for you to connect inward.
Wow.
Yeah, and the more you have a connection with the inner self, it makes it easier for you to listen to your soul and what does your soul have to say, or what is it that you truly want in life, and instead of following the external noise or what the crowd has to say.
It's crazy.
I know.
Yeah, pretty much, it's like
although
powerful.
it's not an easy thing to do, to slow down the thoughts and try to really just dig in. But with the practice, it gets easier.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
So now, as you start this journey, at first you were like a student of the yoga world, right?
Yeah.
And the more you did it, the more you felt more in connection with yourself and with the world of it, and reaching to the inner peace goal. Yeah. But there was a point, I think, that you felt like, you know what, I know enough to teach.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, was it always a thing for you that you wanted to teach yoga, or it just happened?
No, I've always wanted to teach yoga.
Wow.
I mean, I didn't see it like I'll be doing it now at this age. Like, it was something that I was seeing myself doing it like after years, but not now. So yeah, I was surprised that I took this step at a young age.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
5 years ago, right? So now pretty much you're thanking the 5 years old younger self
True.
for taking this decision. And now we're talking about it on TV. How awesome
Yeah.
is that, right?
I know.
That's pretty cool. So now, as we got to know a little bit about yourself, tell us more about yoga and what it does. Now, I heard of so many things. It's flexibility, it's a workout, you know, it's a lot of things. It's inner peace, it's connection, it's balance. I mean, me and a lot of people like myself, we have the ADHD thing going on. So our thoughts are so fast with the brake of a bicycle.
Okay.
So it's like if our thoughts have a speed, it's a Ferrari speed.
Yeah.
We think a lot and we just break it with the bicycle, which is pretty much impossible.
Yeah.
So I've been recommended, you know what, do yoga. And I'm like, huh, interesting. So how can yoga help people just to relax, slow down, and all of that?
Okay, because see, yoga, there's a lot of elements into it. So when you join a yoga class, you're gonna expect that you're going to move your body, okay, and you expect that you're going to do some breath work, and then you expect to do some meditation.
Right.
So as the movement helps to like reduce the amount of thoughts that appear to the mind, and your breath or the breath work that we do helps to alter your emotions.
Wow.
And the meditation also helps to keep your brain waves constant. So it's
Wow.
like you're working in all of these things together. So that's why by the end of the class, we tend to feel more relaxed and balanced.
I need to try that. I need to try that, you know, as you're bombarded with, especially in the media field, right? It's
Yeah.
social media, it's the TV stuff, it's a lot of news, and then your brain is just so wired and so overwhelmed.
I know.
To hear this right now, it's like, oh, there is an option. We can solve this. Amazing. So now you've been doing breathing exercises, you've been pretty much mastering that skill, but what else has been pretty much in your world as, you know, a teacher of yoga?
So recently I've been doing some courses with yoga anatomy and yoga therapy.
Ooh.
Yeah, so recently I'm really interested with the human body and how does it work and how we can use techniques for therapy to heal people. So yeah, I think I'll be hosting hopefully a workshop soon about that. I'm still doing my studies, so
Amazing.
yeah.
So
It's a big field, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Who would have thought? You know, because a lot of people, when they hear yoga, they associate it to certain things. It's like, oh, it's originated from India, for example,
Yeah.
and it's all of that kind of stuff. But the more we've been talking and hearing about yoga, the more we get to understand that it's a huge field, like you just mentioned,
Yeah.
but it has so many cases that can solve some miraculous moments. It's unbelievable. Like there's a point that what I've been reading that somebody managed to heal a scoliosis condition using
Okay.
yoga, and I'm like, what?
Okay, so I would say with the scoliosis, it's never can be healed, but the amount of pain can be less. But yeah, you can do a few stretches and then you can do some works that would make the scoliosis better than before.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. And now there's the other phrase as well, you know, when it comes to yoga, it's all about mind, body, and soul.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Okay, so yoga is the meaning of word yoga
Yeah.
is to join or to unite. Okay, so the main aim of yoga is the union of mind, body, and soul. It helps the person to become conscious with the idea of how everything is just connected to everything, like how the breath can change the emotions, alter your emotions, and how can your emotions affect your physical body, and in some cases can cause illness, and how when your brain is overwhelmed, you just find it difficult to turn in. So as I mentioned before, the more present you are, it makes it easier to connect inward. And the more there's so much going on in your brain and you feel overwhelmed, it makes it difficult to like just sit still.
Amazing.
So yeah.
Wow. Have anybody told you that you have this vibes that you get to have people relax around you?
Sometimes,
I'm
yes.
sure they've been told that. It's like I'm feeling the vibes from right now. I'm like, I'm feeling relaxed.
Okay,
This
that's
inner
a good
peace
thing.
she's been talking about. Oh, that's how it feels. Wow. So even your energy is talking for you as well, promoting you as a person who's actually preaching inner peace.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing. You can just stay there and say nothing, and your energy speaks for you.
Thank you. It was a long journey of self-discovery, by the way. The yoga, it taught me a lot of things about myself. Because
Wow.
as I said, it's an inward practice, so it makes you go more in and just like learn more and more about yourself. So that's what makes you in peace with who you truly are.
And yoga helps with that.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. The more I'm hearing, the more I'm like, I need some of that. And I think a lot of people would love to actually get into more and the teachings of yoga, because when you say self-discovery, that's everybody's goal.
Yeah.
You know, everybody wants to know more about themselves. Like when you're in the 20s, you have all this energy going on, that kind of stuff. So you're overconfident, and then suddenly, when life really hits you, you start doubting certain things in your life.
Yeah,
and then when you reach 40s, I'm like, okay, what just happened? So it's amazing how I think with the practices like yoga, it pretty much recalibrate and reassess certain values, puts it into more of a solid base,
Yeah.
if
true.
I would say that. Great, great, it's amazing. Wow, so you've been busy
Yes.
pretty much with teaching and same time learning at the same time, right?
True.
Wow, so now beside teaching and learning, I would say futuristically speaking, you would pursue yoga more, or you want to incorporate that with something else as well?
Absolutely, I'll be teaching more yoga. I mean, I don't want to stop teaching it, but I do feel that I still have enough time or space in my life that I still want to fill it with something else.
Wow.
I'm still working on different things currently, but nothing is for sure till now.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
If somebody would ask you, how can yoga change your life? Even though we mentioned a lot of things right now,
Okay.
but I'm sure a lot of people would ask you this, like, why is yoga important? How can yoga change our lives? What would you gonna say?
I don't know. I think it's just it's a time it's a time for you to just sit with your own self and have a connection with yourself, because we spend most of our days having connection with everyone and everything but ourselves. So we have the connections with our families, our partners, our friends, our jobs, but very few people tend to have the true connection with themselves. So I think for you to leave everything and just like have this idea of peace, of sitting with yourself, with your own thoughts, and just enjoying it, I think this is big for me.
It's big for everybody. Just
Because
hearing
a
you.
lot can happen, and a lot of thoughts, a lot of idea can happen while you're just alone in there and just
Right.
with yourselves.
Right.
I mean, even for me, like, I've done a lot of things. I came up with a lot of ideas because of this time where I'm spending it with my own self and not
Amazing.
around people.
Amazing. I mean, even though a lot of people would spend some time with themselves doing stuff, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's reading, watching a movie, but that's not really connecting with yourself. You know, it's like, oh, I spend time by my own. Yeah, you're going into
Through
other people's
Instagram
affairs
or-
on Instagram, or watching somebody else's achievements,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
watching Netflix and just pretty much consuming whatever is out there with content.
Yeah.
But it seems like a lot of people would say, connect with yourself. Now, it's easier said, but then the whole methodology, how do you really connect with yourself? That has been pretty much, I would say, a vague area for a lot of people. It's like, okay, now I know I need to connect with myself. I need to talk to myself sometimes, or just figure out exactly how my way of doing things work. But it seems like the method of searching or even holding on to that methodology, is like, how do I really connect to myself, has been a missing link. And you're telling me yoga can actually help you with that. It's
I mean,
amazing.
it's helped me, yeah.
Amazing.
So, and I know a lot of people that yoga helped them with this too. So I wouldn't say like it's the only way, but it's one of the ways that you can try it out.
Okay. You got me, that's it. I mean, it's just, I'm sure even a lot of viewers right now, it's like, okay, yes, I want to reconnect with myself again. Let's see what's going to happen. The whole thing with the breathing and the teachings. I mean, I think this is fascinating.
Thank
And
you.
you taking the journey right self, it's just another fascinating story altogether. 5 years.
Yes.
That's amazing. So, hopefully after this interview, we're going to see you again maybe in the next 5 years, like doing even crazier and more achievements in this world.
Hopefully more.
Definitely.
Yes.
So now, if you're going to leave us with an advice or a statement or quote, what's that going to be?
So life begins within you. Okay, so whatever it is that you're pursuing in life, whatever answers that you're looking for the outside world, you can always just go in and then find it in within yourself, and then you would say that's reflection on the outside world.
That is powerful. You know what, I am so glad that you made it to this interview here today. Being with us right here on Bahrain Now, it's an amazing talk. Pretty much, hopefully everybody will start trying and going out there to reconnect with themselves. This has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Most definitely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Wala. And of course, with her talks, life starts within you. All that took place with an interview right here with Wala on Bahrain Now.
Hello, my name is Dr. Munira Al-Hamadi and I'm a board-certified dermatologist here at Bara Skin Center. Dark circles is a common concern because it tends to give a person a fatigued look. There are many causes and it includes lack of sleep, lack of hydration, also improper nutrition like low iron levels can contribute to that as well. Aging, genetics, also those who have under eye dark hollow, this can contribute to the dark circles by giving them a shadow. And other causes as well like hormonal changes and some medications, and those who have some conditions like eczema or allergies, they can suffer from dark circles as well. Nutrition plays an important role as well. Having a good amount of iron in your diet is important because low iron levels or anemia can contribute to dark circles, as well as lack of hydration because drinking enough water really improves the skin around the eyes. Basically, mild dark circles can be managed with good lifestyle, like good amount of sleep, proper nutrition, proper hydration. However, when it's not manageable, then it's best to see your dermatologist to lay out the proper plan for you. Okay, so first of all, we have to rule out the causes first with our patient. Then we set out a proper routine, including appropriate creams and serums. And along with that, we can add some injectables, like some cocktails or filler, if there is a hollow under the area around the eye. Definitely, sun exposure does contribute to skin pigmentation and skin discoloration, even around the eyes. So wearing appropriate sunscreen is crucial. Also, avoiding tanning and long-term sun exposure is important. My main message for my viewers would be to maintain good hydration by drinking enough water, eating good healthy food, mainly iron-containing food, and having good night's sleep, because without these steps, the treatment wouldn't really work.
Well, we've made it to the finish line. A huge thank you to all of our guests for joining us tonight. And another huge thank you to all of you watching us at home. Be sure to reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below. We love hearing from you. So, till next time, Bahrain. This was Bara Abdulla right here, joining you on Bahrain International TV. Till next time, goodbye and God bless.